question for Leo.
Well,
There we go.
Good.
Turning the tables.
I hope I'm here to see it, but I was going to ask him where he thinks the company's going to be in about 5 years.
5 years, Mike, it's short. I'm thinking more 10, 20, Mike. This company's gonna be triple what it is now. But 10, 20 years from now, Tops is gonna be a brand that just by looking at that logo, and I've said this once, you get a Nike sign, put it on a black piece of paper, you know exactly who the hell that is. Tops is gonna be that. That's who we're gonna be in about 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
10 years, 20 years. 10 years, that's who Tops is. We're gonna be a company that you look at the blade and you know it's quality and you know it's something that your life can depend on and you wouldn't even hesitate in not picking one up and taking it to the field.
Your first show, like when you went to a first show?
My first show was a Salt Lake City show.
Was it just like a single table?
It was 2 tables and knife.
So compared to then, like just seeing like Tops grow, you know what I mean? Like you go from this like just the 2 tables that you were, and I'm pretty sure when Mike went before, he probably just had like one table.
One table, yeah.
Yeah. That compared to like the booth that we had this last time, like.
Well, the reason that we went to two tables was Mike was always with one table, $100, $90, whatever it was. But everything was so like everything on top of each other. All the sheaths, what we would do with the sheaths, he would put them under the table, and all the blades were just on top. And so when you sold a knife, you had to go through all the sheaths. And so I told Mike, why don't we get 2 tables? He's like, oh, like we couldn't get that one. And so the lady at the show, we asked her. And so back then, I think it was first come first serve on a table. And so I went and talked to her. I'm like, can we get that other table? And she's like, yeah, nobody else is registering. Go ahead and use it. So we're gonna pay for it, but she said to use it. So we start switching everything over. And so I told Mike, I'm gonna make it easier, and I'm gonna put the sheath with the knife. And he's like, well, they're gonna get mixed up. And I'm like, I'll put tape and a number on the bottom. And so I'd put a piece of masking tape, a 1 and 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 3. That's what I did with when I'd spread them out, and that's how I started fixing them. And ever since that, we've been doing the same thing.
What would your ideal booth look like? Saying like if price wasn't an issue and materials were easy to get, what would your ideal booth look like? Would it look like kind of how it looks now, or would it look?
Yeah, I would leave the blades out for sure, but I would do more of like a kickback place in the middle, like sort of what we had there at Blade, where it's open and not crammed. That's what my ideal booth would look like. But I would still leave them on the table.
Like almost like a place to hang out.
Correct.
Within the booth.
Correct.
That'd be badass.
Yep.
Like compared to your 2 tables, how does that make you feel? Like since you're the president and you've been here and owner, you've been here this entire time.
It's a sick
going
feeling.
From that to like the booth that we had. Yeah.
It's but no, it's badass, Edgar. It's a feeling that I would go across the fucking whole show and just look from over there like our booth looks like it's, but did people maybe think like, oh, he's showing off, or maybe, I don't know.
I don't think so.
I never want to put that out, like make people feel like that. But
you just want it to be highly visible.
Correct.
You know who it is, right? Just as soon as you look at it.
And so it's a feeling that it's hard to explain. And then having the people that I have there, You know, you see all these other booths that have 1, 2 people max, and I have 5, 6 people on my table. You know, it shows, to me personally, it makes us look fucking strong.
Coming from 2 tables, a lot of people won't see that.
No, they
You know, they'll be like, oh, you know, they big old booth, you know. They
You
think
know, and
they're
I'm gonna throw this out there because I don't know if a lot of manufacturers or a lot of knife makers ever get this, but you know, having Ernie Emerson come to my booth and say, you know, good job what you're doing, hell of a job. Like, you know, a lot of people don't know who Ernie Emerson is, but that's a person that I've always looked up to, and everybody in the knife industry knows who he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and their company, Emerson Knives, and so me, you know, coming from the ground and being where I'm at and having a person like that come in my booth, damn,
yeah.
that's big.